the manifold pressure and RPM at cruise altitude?
I've got it all written down.
What do you know?
I have a lot on my mind.
Where are my notes?
Right here in my pocket.
Well, get them out. Look it up. Tell me.
Oh.
You haven't even looked at them, have you?
I did. I read the whole thing over. Had it memorized last night. 2,200 RPM, 21 inches manifold pressure, and lean mixture.
Well, how did you sleep last night?
Like a baby.
The night before a stunt like this, there's something wrong.
It's not a stunt, and that's not funny.
It means you're exhausted. It means you're not prepared.
Worry wart.
We just got clearance, darling.
I'm ready.
Let me get in here, will you? My wife is supposed to have these.
Sure, I'll take those. No, don't get on a plane. We just got clearance.
Ready to go, Fred?
Any old time, darling. Good luck, Amelia.
Oh, see you in Oakland, GP.
Fred's got the special stamp letters.
Good, I forgot him.
I know. Good luck.
Paul,
I'm here.
stop worrying.
On takeoff. Don't jockey the throttles. Keep it on the ground till the tail lifts off.
I know.
You've got the runway.
Lock the door, Fred.
Right.
Can't imagine how strange it is to watch your wife just fly off like that. You know, when this is over, she's not going to do any long-distance flying anymore. Says she's too old.
And she is. Thank you. You don't listen to Daddy, do you? I break my butt for you. And you don't listen to word one. I quit. I love you, baby, but I quit.
I wasn't doing anything to the throttle, Paul. It was the right shock. It was soft. I could feel it when we started. And then with the weight...
You were jockeying the throttle.
I was not.
I don't think it particularly matters now, does it?
Can they fix it here?
No. You have structural damage. It's got to go back to Lockheed.
That'll be months, then we'll be into the monsoons.
Mm-hmm.
Can I get another plane?
Wait till next year. That'll give me time to get you ready.
I thought you quit.
If I could have you for a year, in training for a year, if I could tear you away from your commercials and your endorsements and your big shot lecture circuit.
Now, wait. Why don't we forget the whole thing?
Well, that's the other option.
We're out of money. Everything's piled up at the end of the runway.
It's not as if you had anything more to prove.
It was a bad idea. Let's walk away from it. I can get a lot of press mileage out of your retiring.
Fred?
Mm-hmm.
Are you in or out?
Well, if you're in, I'm in.
Then we'll start as soon as the plane is rebuilt.
Amelia,
Do you know what this is going to cost? Do you know what money costs nowadays? This is assuming I can get it, and I don't know whether I can. Now, do you want to spend the rest of our lives paying this off? Do you want us to mortgage our future?
Yes, I do. What are futures for?
Well, I don't.
Nobody's asking you to. Nobody ever has. I thought we behaved magnificently under stress, by the way, though nobody else seems to have noticed. If you want out, get out. But I'm going to fly around the world with or without you. Or you. We've spent 4 months planning this adventure, and I'm going regardless.
Big as a cat. Full of plague, I'll bet.
Wow.
There's at least 3 more.
He stinks. Let's finish the roller coaster.
I'll start. You put him in the quicklime.
Amelia.
Hurry, then you won't miss anything.
Where do the wheels go?
It doesn't need wheels.
How come I brought the ski tub?
'Cause you're dumb.
I'm not gonna get you anything else, ever.
You know that bucket of lard in the icebox at the bottom? You know?
Yeah?
Well, go and get it for me.
What for?
I gotta grease the tracker at one slide and grease these. And then the box goes here. It's gonna go like lightning. Don't let Mama see you whatever you do.
But she's in the kitchen. She's making supper.
Well, get her out. Tell her there's a snake on the porch. Tell her anything. Then get the lard and go out the back door. How come you can't think? Pidge. I'm sorry. You want to ride first? Hold the ladder.
I don't think it's gonna work, Mealy.
You don't ever think anything's gonna work. Watch.
Mealy! Mealy! Are you okay? Mealy, you're bleeding.
Can you find me another box, Pidge? We got the angle wrong at the ladder, that's all. It was super, Pidge.
Dear Ma, school is tedious except for chemistry, which I love. I'm going up to Toronto to spend Christmas with Pidge. She's lonely, and we don't have enough money to get all the way to Los Angeles. How's Daddy? Still drinking? Give him a big hug and love to you both.
Amelia's going to be the best Christmas ever.
Can we get some hot cocoa?
Yes, there's a shop down the street.
While there's a Lucifer to light your fag, smile, boys, that's the style. What's the use of
We can't get out of your way very easily, girlie, so maybe you'd go around us.
So pack up your troubles in your old kit bag and smile.
Do you have a girlfriend?
Smile.
I got a wife.
Pack up your
She's tall like you.
your old kit bag and smile.
Give her this. And this?
Thank you.
Do you have a wife?
No.
Well, you must have a mother or a sister. Will you give her these?
Thank you, girlie.
You're out of your ruddy mind.
I'm sorry, Amelia, I can't help it. It was going to be so nice. We've only got one left. You gave away your new tweed suit, Amelia. How could you do that? It cost a fortune and your alligator shoe.
Present my point. I gave away your cashmere sweater. Oh, how are you going to survive the winter without that feather-soft, adorable robin's egg?
Stop it.
Well, then don't be so silly. This is serious.
God preserve.
Didn't you see those men?
Well, yes, of course I did.
They're our age and they don't have legs.
It's the war, Amelia. We can't help it.
Yes, we can. I'm not going to go back to school. I'm going to work in a hospital here.
But, Millie, what about Bryn Mawr? You're going to be a doctor, not a nurse.
School seems frivolous now.
It's a long way to go.
Come on, sing out.
A long way to Tipperary, to the sweetest girl I know. Goodbye, Piccadilly. Farewell, Leicester Square. It's a long, long way to Tipperary, but my heart's right there.
One more time.
It's a long way to Tipperary.
It's a long way. What's the matter, Dr. Patterson? Don't you know the words?
You're making a racket, Sister Amelia. You don't make a racket in a hospital. Men are dying here.
Of boredom, Dr. Patterson. Silence and rules.
I'll see you in my office.
It's a long way to Tipperary. It's a long way to go. It's a long way to Tipperary, to the sweetest girl I know. Goodbye, Piccadilly. Farewell, Leicester Square. It's a long, long way to Tipperary.
Dear Pidge, how I envy your sense of purpose. All I seem to know about my life is what I don't want. I don't want to teach. I don't want to be a research scientist. I don't think I even want to be a doctor. I don't know what I do want. Meanwhile, I'm still killing rats. Donner and Blitzen died last night, and Prancer's the only one left. But 4 weeks of no protein has left him a twitching shadow of his former self. But it's a fascinating experiment. We're trying to establish how long it takes to die, deprived of protein. Slum children eat almost no protein, and it's one of the reasons they do poorly in school. They're tired, and this diet restricts...
Really?
I don't believe it. How did you get here? Oh, Pidge. Why didn't you tell me you were coming? Something wrong?
Oh, no. I just had to see you, that's all. Amelia, can't we go somewhere normal to talk? A restaurant, your apartment.
No. I want to show you this.
But if we get caught, won't you get thrown out of school?
Not me.
They'll throw you out if they catch you in here.
I'm their favorite guinea pig. Look. This one is a flu shot, that one's an allergy shot, and this one's tetanus.
Oh.
They kick me out, it's a whole year's research down the drain.
Do I really have to go up there?
You certainly do.
Hold on with both hands. It's beautiful.
Isn't it? See? That's Grant's tomb. And then just on the other side's the Hudson River.
Al Morrissey asked me to marry him.
Pidge, you mustn't. Well, you have to finish at Smith, and then you need your master's.
That's 3 more years.
Well, if he won't wait, he doesn't love you.
Being a woman is so complicated.
It isn't either. You have a lot of important things to do as a teacher. That's got to be his first consideration if he loves you. Look. No, up there.
What am I looking at?
An airplane. Isn't it incredible? Dear Pidge, more trouble with Dad. Ma says he's drinking constantly. I think the marriage is coming apart. Grim. I'm taking the train to Los Angeles, and we'll try to keep them together. At least until you finish school.
Here, Amelia, try these. They may be better.
Thank you.
What's the matter? Why isn't dinner on the table?
It's too early.
Alan? Are you having dinner with us tonight?
No, sir. I'm taking Amelia out. If it's all right with you, sir.
Alan, you have the nicest manners of any young man who's ever boarded with us.
That's right. Laugh, carry on, dance, as long as you don't get serious.
Nobody's getting serious, Daddy.
Well, actually, sir,
We're just friends.
I don't understand this generation.
Listen, is Pidge still going with that Irishman?
Mm-hmm.
Has she married him? Marriage is a cruel mistake.
Did anybody ask you, why do you have to deliver edicts at a drop of a hat?
Well, you marry somebody better than you, they'll look down on you for the rest of your life, and you marry somebody beneath you, common, like your mother did, and he'll never be able to give you enough, Amelia. Well, we had some times along the way when we were young. The humiliation wasn't much against the times we had.
Daddy, I want to talk to you. Can you focus?
Yes, of course I can. What is it?
I want to learn how to fly.
Well, yes. I don't blame you, so do I.
Thank you.
But you can't. Amelia, you just can't.
She can do anything she wants.
But flying isn't the sort of thing that a woman does. I mean, well, it's very expensive. You can't afford it.
I'm working at the telephone company in the mornings. I have a job delivering sand and gravel in the afternoons, and if there's any extra time left, I'll sell photographs door to door.
Sand and gravel? You're driving a truck?
Yes. Nobody's asking your blessing, Alan.
Strut, cables, aileron, check those. And here we have cables going back to the elevator.
What?
Check these for tightness and security. Check here, check here. The rudder, most important control you have.
I can't remember all this.
You better. Check here again. Already checked the prop. No nicks. Check your tail skid. It's there. Okay, in. There. Right foot. Okay. See? Daisy. Hey, Stanley?
Oh, huh? You all right? Goggles.
Switches off.
Switches off.
Switches on.
Switch it on.
Contact.
You ever been up in an airplane before?
Once with Frank Cox.
Then take over the controls.
I can't. I don't know how.
I just taught you how to use the stick. Any fool can read an altimeter. I mean, you gotta start sometime. Circle the field. Fly that fence line. Keep your altitude at 500 feet. Shallow banks on the turns. You're terrible.
I love it.
Okay, kid, I'll take over now.
Oh, can I come tomorrow too? I know it's Sunday, but I could only come on the weekends. Huh? Are there any books I ought to read? What are you doing with that? Miss Nook, how long will it be before I can solo? What's the matter? Huh? Would you? I want to learn how to do what's in there? Can I do acrobatics and stuff? Loops?
Kid, all you can do between now and tomorrow is cut your hair.
Oh. Now, what was the most important control? Was it the aileron or the rudder?
Loop it, kid. It's only 90 degrees off.
But Snooky!
Don't fly doing is not showing off, kid. It's precision flying. If you're not precise, you're dead.
I'm not getting power.
Keeping the glide. Shallow turns. Find a field.
Snooky, it's your plane. You landed. I don't want to.
You're pilot in command, kid.
How about over there?
Check for wind direction by trees or smoke or laundry or the tail end of a cow. Don't land where it's been plowed.
Okay.
Nose up, slow it down. My God, it's plowed. You all right, kid?
Huh? What do we do now? How do we get it out of here?
Well, first, we rescue our instructor.
Oh. Snooky? Could you, hand me the wrench?
Now that's flying.
We did rolls last week. If I can do rolls, anybody can do rolls.
Not Cuban 8s. You need a specially stressed plane for them, and even then it isn't easy.
I do believe that this is a performance. That is Paul Mance.
Who's Paul Mance?
He's a cocky, no good friend of mine, and the only pilot I know who can make a Cuban 8 look easy. I'll bet you anything that he's hustling for that rinky-dink air show at Long Beach next week. I'll bet you anything.
I heard you piled it up, Snooky. When are you going to learn to fly that chicken coop?
You're talking about the love of my life, Paul. Tread softly.
Well, why don't I sell you a decent plane?
For how much of my soul?
I don't want your soul. I want a lot of dollars. And your body. Who's the silent giraffe?
Oh, that's Amelia Earhart, my star pupil. Mealy, this here is our local juvenile delinquent, Paul Mance.
Are you any good?
I've soloed. I'm learning acrobatics.
I'm recruiting flyers for an air show next weekend at Long Beach.
Hey, what'd I tell you, huh?
You want to fly in an air show?
No, thank you.
They pay for the gas. They give you 20 free tickets. Why, no thank you?
I don't like you.
You'll come, won't you, Snooky? Bill Kinner's gonna be there with his new plane, the Canary. He's looking for somebody to demonstrate it. Huh?
Yeah, I'll do it.
Oh, thanks, doll. That's my girl. Give me a ring when you grow up, Amelia Earhart. Come on, Stanley, give me a hand, will you?
Snooky. That was a mistake, wasn't it?
Yep.
Well?
Well, what?
Well, where do I find him? What's his phone number? I have to apologize. I'd give my right arm to fly in an air show.
I know. You go in my place. You demonstrate the Kinder Canary. I was in one once. I hate the plane.
Really?
I just said yes to Paul because I knew that you'd change your mind.
Dear Pidge, I fell in love with the Kinder Canary. In fact, I held the altitude record in one until Ruth Nichols took it away from me. I'm going to try and get it back.
Hey, do it, Bailey!
Why the devil did you buy her that airplane? And why do you keep encouraging her to risk her neck?
It's what she wants. Amy is suing me for divorce.
She made it through that cloud cover all right. She ought to be close to 14,000.
I wouldn't think that woman's pride would allow her to sue for divorce. After all, she thought enough of me once to marry me.
They put new spark plugs in, didn't they? She had trouble with that last week.
She's either lacking in judgment or she's lacking in courage.
What?
Huh?
Who?
Oh? Oh, Amy, my wife.
Mr. Earhart, your daughter is up there right now, risking...
Alan. Amelie's not worried about you, so don't you worry about her.
I didn't make it. It's rotten weather up there.
You call that flying? Didn't Snooky teach you anything?
I had to get out of the clouds.
Not like that, you don't. Not if you want to live.
I was in snow and ice, Paul.
You don't spin it straight down for 10,000 feet under any circumstances.
I won't do it again, okay?
You didn't start to pull it out until you were under the ceiling. What do you have an altimeter for? What if we'd have been fogged in? You have more luck than brains.
I'm all right, Paul.
Well, good.
Dear Pidge, my flying days are over as the divorce is final, and I'm driving Mother back to Boston. I have a job in a settlement house there. Maybe it's where I belong.
I don't suppose it's any of my business, but when you have an offer from a nice young man like Alan Bradford, who has the prospects he has, oh, his father's very well connected, you know, it does somehow seem short-sighted. After all, you won't always be as attractive as you are now, and you won't always be able to find a young man of character.
Please, Mama, just knit.
And furthermore, he shares your interest in current events. Oh, he's far too serious a young man for my tastes, but you don't seem to like silliness, nor does he. I can't imagine two better matched people. Amelia, honestly, it just doesn't make sense. Goodness gracious, heavens. But why are we stopped? One more word about Alan, and I'm going to dump you on a train back to Los Angeles. Quite right. None of my business. Seems to me once a person gets divorced, he or she should be prohibited by law from giving other people advice. But I couldn't agree with you more. Quiet as a mouse all the way to Boston. You'll see. You know, of course, Alan Bradford doesn't drink. I mean, he'd never turn out like your father. Mother. And he's following you clear across the country. I think that's very romantic.
I'll think about it.
Thinking about it for 3 years, Amelia. How long do you need?
I don't know what I'm going to do with the rest of my life yet.
You are going to marry me. You're going to have my children, you're going to raise my children, and look after my house.
No, I want to work.
I'm going to be making a lot of money. I already am.
I want to work.
I've asked Boston Electric for a position. It's not as good a job, but I could be with you more. I'll do it if you want me to.
If I want you to.
Mm-hmm.
Well, what about you? What do you want? Leaving me out of it.
Leaving you out, I'd be constructing highways in California. But if you want to be in Boston, then I'm going to find something to do here. What matters most to me is being with you.
People are always going to let you down, even people you love. The only thing in this world you can count on is what you do yourself. If you wanted to build roads in California, then you shouldn't have come to Boston.
You're never going to marry me.
But I'm going to love you forever. The high scorer on the Sharks. Come on. You know how to play?
A little.
Okay.
Miss Perkins wants to see you.
All right, I'll be right there.
Okay.
She's going to take my place. Now, you tell her where the wing stands, who she's supposed to cover, and you be nice about it. Ready?
Jimmy, let me try to get this clean for you.
Yes?
Oh, Amelia, I'm sorry to interrupt your games, but I really have to talk to you.
I don't have your report on the Connolly family. None of the children has been here in 6 months. You are supposed to close the case, Amelia.
But we can't close the case.
I cannot get the money that we need unless I have better records. You have to start filling in forms. And I mean now, and I mean tonight, and I mean you stay after work.
I went over to see Mrs. Connolly yesterday. Ooh, sting. Her husband has walked out on her. She has another job. And we will have all 6 Connolly children after school every day again. So there's no use in closing those cases. These are people, not jars. You're not a jar, are you? No.
Dennison House, may we help you? She's right here. A man. Doesn't sound like your friend and mine, Alan Bradford. Sounds Southern. Who have you been seeing on the sly, Amelia?
Yes. What are you captain in, Captain Rayleigh? If you can bring me verification of your credentials, I'd be delighted to talk to you. New York? Yes, I can. Mm-hmm. Thank you for calling. That better? Yeah. Don't go outside, Jimmy. You go upstairs and play in the art room, okay?
It wasn't Alan, was it?
I'll try and get that paperwork done tonight. I do hate it. It's nothing to do with helping people. It just takes up time.
Are you going to keep me in suspense forever? What did he say? Did he ask you out?
He asked if I wanted to be the first woman to fly across the Atlantic Ocean.
Where is she? She think this is all I have to do all day?
No, no. Mr. Isaacs, the train may very well have been late. Now, we might...
Yes?
Yes, Mr. Putnam, Miss Earhart's here.
Oh, fine. Show her in, please.
Please come in. This is Mr. Putnam of G.P. Putnam Publishers.
How do you do? So nice of you to come down.
Thank you. I'm sorry I'm late. The train was delayed.
And Captain Rayleigh, Public Relations, I believe you know.
It's a pleasure again.
And Mr. Isaacs of Paramount Pictures.
Won't you sit down? Let me get you a cup of coffee.
Rayleigh has told me nothing at all. I would like to know who is behind this venture, whether in fact it is legitimate, and precisely what will be expected of me. Then I could better assess whether or not we're all wasting our time. If we're not, then I'll sit down.
She'll do.
Yes, I think so.
Do me a favor, sugar. Right over here. Right there. Take off your hat for me.
Lady Lindy. Hey, you two, related?
I beg your pardon?
No.
Miss Earhart, Mrs. Guest of Philadelphia wanted to fly the Atlantic, but her family didn't want her to go.
No wonder. 2 of the women who tried it turned back in time. The other 3 are dead.
You would be obligated on your return to write a short book for us. Some newspaper articles. The proceeds, of course, would go to offset the cost of the flight. There'll be a few public appearances.
Tell us a little bit about yourself, Miss Earhart.
Yes, anything that might help us to sell you to the American public.
We know you're a social worker. You came from Atchison, Kansas. We know you're the East Coast rep for the Kinner Canary. Whatever the hell that is. I mean, is there anything interesting about you, Miss Earhart?
No, actually, that's about it.
Have you said yes yet?
You haven't told me what I'm to do yet.
Do?
Am I to be the pilot?
Oh, of course not. The plane's costing us a lot of money.
Bill Stultz will be the pilot. Lou Gordon will navigate, and Lou Gower will be the backup, all first class.
And I'm to be first-class cargo?
Yes.
Well, for the record, You'll be pilot in command. Now, you'll be allowed to turn at the controls if the weather's good.
I don't know why you're complaining.
I'm not complaining.
These men are the best in the business. We're paying them an awful lot of money.
Are you paying me?
I've changed my mind. I think she's going to be difficult.
We thought because of the exposure, the chance to become a public figure.
Colonel Lindbergh wasn't paid either.
Colonel Lindbergh is independently wealthy. I'm independently poor.
I don't think we want her. I think she's going to be difficult.
But even if I'm not paid and even if I can't fly, if you have me, I'd love to go.
Bravo, bravo!
Very well then, Miss Earhart. Now, let me take you back to Grand Central before you change your mind. Or we change ours.
Oh, I'll take it, George.
That's
I
all
have
right.
my car.
No. I can afford a cab.
Dear Pidge, if they didn't like me at all, they wouldn't let me go. And if they liked me too much, they wouldn't want the risk of drowning me in the Atlantic. So the trick was to appear impenetrably mediocre, which I believe I did.
Send me a wire when you get to Newfoundland. Something printable. Oh, here's a diary. The more you write in it, the easier the book will be to write.
Thank you. Have you ever been to England?
Many times. Have you?
I've never been east of Boston.
Well, neither have Stokes or Gordon.
You're kidding.
Don't worry. There'll be somebody there to translate for you. You know, of course, when you get to Southampton, there'll be a reception for you. And then
Let's talk about that.
Well, it's important for you to know what you're going
I'm
to do.
superstitious. It'll just jinx the flight.
Watch your step.
Got it. Yep.
Coming.
These things.
All set now, camera. Amelia, this way. Look American. Face the camera. Good.
Wire me Dr. Kimball's weather reports.
All right, I'll contact him before I wire you.
No, I want him to wire me direct.
Who's running this show anyway?
I am. Pilot in command.
Technically, just technically, don't forget that. We need one more.
Just a minute. Lou? Bill?
Yeah. Hello. Hi. These friends of yours?
Look American.
Yeah, I'm American. Hey. I think that we better be taking off. This fog's getting thick.
All right. Let's get these boats out of here now. Good luck. Good luck, Bill.
Right. Okay.
There is a man's shoe hanging in the passageway. It looks odd, but nobody mentions it. During takeoff, the door in the hatch came loose and I had to hold it shut. Slim has managed to fix it. He has the eyes of a tawny cat.
In my day, ladies had their names in the paper only when they were born, married, and died.
It's either too windy or too foggy on the bay to get off. I hate pontoons. There are no baths here, no milk, no meat, no fresh vegetables or fruit. Slim can't eat fish, but he does, as we tell him it's rabbit. Despite the kindness of the local Newfies, 12 days in Trepassey is 11 too many.
Lips that once were mine, tender eyes that shine, they will light my way tonight. I'll see you
very much like to know. I told you to bail out the pontoons. Now, damn it, we cannot lift off. We've got 50 gallons of water in the pontoons, so bail them and caulk them.
I did it. Pipe down.
When did you do it? When did you have time? You were always with the lovely Miss Earhart.
I did it yesterday.
Do it again. Do it now.
Billy, come on, it's the middle of the night. Shh.
Billy.
Play something quiet.
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 How about the same song, softer?
My dream.
You can replace him. I wired to Putnam, and Luke Gower's on his way out.
Where would he ever get another job if we did that to him?
This isn't a settlement house. A good deed just doesn't count for much if you're dead.
Deal.
A telegram. It's from a Dr. Kimball, United States Weather Bureau, New York City. He says there's fair weather over Grand Banks and North Atlantic for the next 84 hours.
48.
Oh, no, that's quite all right. Good luck to you now.
Thank you very much. We're going to need it. What are we going to do? He's drunk as a coot and he hasn't slept. We may not get good weather for another 2 weeks. Slim, help me.
Well, if we can get him to the plane, he can fly it. Flies on instinct.
Get the boat. I'll get him sober. Billy?
Life is tears and pain, Amelia. It is pain and tears.
Billy,
and tears
Billy.
And pain. Come on.
Can you focus? Look at me. Look at me. We're leaving.
No.
We're going.
I don't want to go.
Come
I'm
on.
getting to like it here. I'm getting to like this stinking hole. I like
Come on. Doc Kimball says we've got good weather. Come on. Come on.
What is this?
Come on.
Will there be some more of your social work?
Yes, more social work.
Okay.
See you, Doc.
Right.
Bail out the pontoons. Yesterday, do it over again. Watch for the mail. Mail. Listen, who's the... If you don't get a letter, then you will know I'm in jail. Who is that? This is a hit.
Come on.
What?
Careful.
Should I not takes me away from you, no
Billy.
words can say how sad that makes me. Kiss me,
You're gonna go for a swim.
Do it.
How'd you like that?
Get in this plane. The plane. Well.
Hold on to the door. He's going to fall.
I'll never fail. You're gonna be louder than your mouth.
Dumped all luggage and 500 precious gallons of gas, cutting our margin of error to nothing. Still can't lift off. Pontoons are nothing but trouble. Must reach 50 miles per hour. Found an almost full bottle of whiskey and was tempted to dump it into the Atlantic. I didn't. I think you'll be fine. I know I am. Oh, how marvelous is this machine and the mind that made it.
pours out, miles upon miles of incredible cloud formations, brilliant white in the afternoon sun. It is so fine, this adventure, that whatever happens, it will have been worth it. I would rather go risking all, attempting what has never been done before, than any other way. Neither Slim nor Bill will let me at the controls, so most of the time I sleep, like the rest of the baggage. I hope next time it won't be like this.
Radio's out. Get on top of this so I can take a reading on the sun.
I haven't got enough fuel left to climb. Hang on to something. I'm gonna dive.
What'd I tell you? Instinct.
I like that. Modesty.
Yes, it's appealing. And saleable.
They'll love it in the Midwest.
Mom?
Hope she can retain that tone in the book.
What I've read so far, she has.
Well, Dad can always rewrite her. He rewrites me.
Your own son, George? Have you no shame? Hey, look at that.
How many books have you written?
2 children's books. Nothing on the bestseller list.
Do you like it?
Like what?
Do you want to be a writer?
No. What was that like? I haven't been in one of them.
It was like having telephone books thrown at you. I hated it.
You're good at smiling.
Thank you.
Bad legs.
Beg your pardon?
Keep her in pants.
They're all right. It's just the camera angle.
Have they done this to you all your life?
Huh?
Treated you like merchandise, like a puppet?
Yes.
Doesn't it make you mad?
Well, you get used to it.
Why can't she stand still?
You want to go and play some ball?
Yeah, sure.
Go around here.
See that fellow there in the back row? You know who that is?
Stoltz?
Stoltz is shorter than that.
No. That's me standing in for him. Gee, Stoltz was too drunk to show up.
I don't think that's funny.
I didn't expect that you would, my dear. Well, anyway, the mayor didn't know what Stoltz looked like, and so he presented Stoltz's medal to me. But he was mad as a hornet because he said, "Where is that Putnam anyway?"
I can't believe that Amelia would let you get away with a thing like that.
Amelia thought it was very funny.
I'm going with Admiral Byrd next year to the Arctic. Oh. I'll be writing another book.
What do you do when you're not writing books? You know, what do you do for yourself?
Oh, not a whole lot, I guess. There isn't time.
You like school? You like the other boys? You like sports?
Well, actually, I prefer adults. I'm not at school much.
I thought we were going to play some ball.
Oh, I just came with you because you seem to want to get out of the house. I never play ball. I don't even know how.
Brace your back.
Oh, I'm in training for the bird expedition. You'd better take a head start.
No. Beat me. Ready? Go!
Twice, yeah. I'm in good shape.
You really should have stayed and watched these, you know. You have quite a bit to learn. Now, for example, in order to command attention, one must stand perfectly still. You have a tendency to wave your hands a little too much.
Mr. Putnam, I find this embarrassing.
What? You mean what I said about your legs? Your legs are beautiful.
I mean about being a hero. I don't deserve it. All I did was lie in the fuselage like a sack of potatoes and admire the clouds.
Is this for real?
Now, it took a great deal of courage to do what you did. A modesty is one thing, to belittle such an
I'm
accomplishment.
not belittling anything. All I'm saying is that after I finish the book...
We'll go on tour to promote it. And we'll have autograph parties
yes,
and all
but
that.
first I'm going to learn how to fly.
You already know how to fly.
I mean really learn how to fly. Instrument flying, navigation, everything. I want to fly from here to California and back.
Oh, how long is that going to take?
If you insist on selling me as a great flyer, I insist on being a great flyer.
You know, it's going to be very hard to promote this book without you.
I'm afraid you'll have to.
The first time I laid eyes on her, I said to myself, Sidney, there is a difficult woman.
From the air, this country is vast and beautiful beyond all my imaginings. It is also as hard to navigate as the ocean. One town, one river, one highway looks like every other town, river, and highway. Can you imagine driving along at 100 miles an hour trying to figure out where you are with no street signs? It would be helpful if people with barns would paint the name of the town on the roof. Netta Snook told me a good pilot never admits to being lost. What you say is, I'm not lost, I just don't know where I'm at. I figured a highway with that many cars on it had to go somewhere big enough to have an airport. Unfortunately, after following it for more than an hour, it not only got nowhere, but all the cars vanished into lonely farms and villages. I was nearly out of gas as usual, as always. So, I had to put it down in the flattest, smoothest, hopefully not plowed field I could find. You poor little bird.
It's Amelia Earhart!
I need some gas and some directions.
Where you headed?
Well, I've been trying to find San Antonio for 3 hours.
Geez, 200 miles off.
235.
Hey, could you, help me push it out of the road? I don't want to get run into.
Glad to.
Oh, my gosh. Thank you. Don't push on the fabric. Just push it on those struts there, those poles. That's right. Thank you. Okay? Watch that.
I declare, what are we coming to? A girl like that? She's been to Paris, France. I saw it in a movie house. She's coming to my house to have a hot meal. Oh, I'll take care of her, Esther. My house is bigger and my veranda doesn't leak.
Well, I don't know if that makes a difference. She's as weather-burnt as a hard-toad. She's not going to mind a touch of drizzle.
I just want to make her more comfortable. You're welcome to join us. My son Berlin was killed in the war near Paris, France.
Oh, no, how can that be?
Sergeant Verlin Marsh. Mm-hmm. He's buried there.
It's beautiful, Paris. Miles and miles of gardens, and they plant things so that they flower at all different times.
Lindbergh never got off course 200 miles.
I'm not as good a pilot as Colonel Lindbergh, but I'm working on it.
How come you always interrupt?
Did you make this jam? Is it plum?
Wild plum. The fruit grows in the breaks.
You can't eat it fresh.
You can, but it gives you diarrhea.
This is bitter as pure undiluted cat.
Oh!
The jam is delicious.
Why, thank you. I have an extra jar if you care to take some home with you.
I'd love to take a jar to my sister, and I'll have her send you some of her blueberry jelly.
It's a fact Maureen Kritzer's jams win the blue ribbon in the fair each year. Louise's come in third or fourth.
Me and Esther went off to Amarillo last year to see Lindbergh.
I want to tell that story.
He didn't get out of his plane until the police cleared the people right back to the road.
He didn't get out of his plane ever. You tell lies. He shut off the motor, filled up with gas, and left, just like that.
Didn't shake anybody's hand or anything. Lord, they've been advertising on the radio for months how you give autographs, answer questions, get your picture took with him.
You can't believe everything you read in the paper. How many times do I have to tell you about
Quit it. We have company.
Colonel Lindbergh is, he's a very private person. I don't think he means to be rude.
Well, I like you a heck of a lot better.
Thank you.
I'm sure she's thrilled.
Would you care for some milk or some apple juice?
I'd love some milk. Let me help you.
Just come on.
Dear Pidge, please send a jar of your blueberry jelly to Mrs. Louise Marsh, Pope Valley, Texas. Tons of love to Al. Do you like being married? Dear GP, everything is going beautifully. Please do not have any photographers at Oakland when I arrive. Texas has left my face freckled and leathery beyond recognition. Cold cream, please, and no photographers.
I'm sure Miss Earhart will be able to answer any of the questions I haven't been able to. There you are, gentlemen.
There we go, Miss Earhart. Miss Earhart. How about a couple of Texas?
Give me the shot.
Amelia!
Right over here,
Take your hat off, sweetheart. Truth Nichols says that you're organizing the lady pilots.
The men, the QBs, don't allow women, so we'll have our own club.
Yeah, what's the purpose?
To promote flying for women and, thank you, as a way to exchange information, help each other.
Will you have your own races?
Absolutely.
You going to enter the Bendix?
Yes, I hope to.
Well, they've never let women in before.
I think it's high time they did.
You think you can beat Wiley Post?
I'm going to try.
Good luck. Gentlemen, Miss Earhart has just been asked to join the board of directors of Transcontinental Air Transport. Her function will largely be to convince women that there's nothing frightening about air travel.
Let her talk, Putnam. Come on, get out of here.
Why do you fly?
Women need to risk the unknown, as men have. If they fail, it should be a challenge to the next woman.
Yes, but why flying?
Yeah. Why do you fly?
Why do you
Yeah, what's the reason for it?
For the fun of it.
You can't say things like that. Now, I know you don't mean it, but
I do mean it.
That sounds irresponsible. You sound like a spoiled, willful child.
That's what I am.
You are what I say you are.
That's a little naked.
Well, what I mean is, I'm building an image.
I know.
I do want to show that women can fly as well as men. They ought to be allowed to fly. For the Army, for the mail, for the airlines, for blah, blah, blah. If I didn't love it, I wouldn't do it. That's first. The fun of it. Don't be dishonest about my motivation. It's too important to me. If my flying advances women's rights in the science of aviation, that's fine. And if it doesn't, that's fine. I fly because I love to fly. That's it.
Will you marry me?
What?
Dorothy and I are divorcing.
I know, I heard.
Well, will you?
I love a calculated risk. Flying is a calculated risk, but marriage? Oh, I need a long, slow, hot bath.
You need a faster plane if you're going to win that Bendix race, right?
A Lockheed Vega.
I can set up a schedule for you so you can make as much money as you want, buy the plane you want, compete against the best, break records, win races.
What does that have to do with marrying you?
I can make it happen for you. Don't you see that? I can pull it all together.
You can do that as my manager. You don't have to be my husband.
If I were your husband, I'd work harder.
Is that supposed to be a joke?
Not entirely. I do have 3 books in preparation, 2 Arctic expeditions, a movie shooting, a script in development, a real estate venture in New York State, and you.
I'm supposed to marry you to keep your mind on my career?
You need a husband who has enough other interests to keep him out of your hair and enough power to keep you in the machinery you want. A husband rather like me.
I don't need a husband at all. I need a bath.
By the way, I love you.
By the way? No wonder Dorothy's divorcing you.
Oh, just a minute. Just a minute. I think we can fix...
No, don't comb it, you idiot. The tousled hair is part of the look.
How many more?
Just a couple, and then we have the Amelia Earhart luggage.
We want that in front of the TAT plane.
No.
We're going to have to move all the equipment over there now.
You know that there are models killing themselves for jobs like this? Now,
really?
Don't fuss.
Oh, boy. I'm here to tell you it's hit the fan.
What? What are you talking about?
The cigarette ad has nixed the deal with McCall's.
Leave it to me. I know what I'm doing. Trust me.
Now, this is serious.
I think it's funny.
Well, they don't approve of women smoking. It's unbecoming. It's masculine. It's, quote, immoral. Well, they certainly wouldn't want their aviation editor to be smoking a cigarette.
Yes, but I've got a contract with McCall's.
You didn't tell them she smoked?
She doesn't.
But she advertises smoking, George, which is a lot worse.
She only did it so she could get money to give Admiral Byrd for his next expedition.
Why is beside the point.
Now, Cosmopolitan has been after me for weeks.
Well, call them. What are you waiting for? Call them. Tell them.
Yes. I'll tell them that McCall's put too many endorsement restrictions in her contract.
That's a good idea.
You two are incredible.
Miss Earhart, Try smiling with your mouth closed.
Oh, sweet.
Hey, Sweets. Why don't you ever comb her hair? What are we paying you all this money for? She looks like a slob. A slob!
Okay, everyone, cake. Happy birthday, David. Good to take your place. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday. Happy birthday, David.
It's so peaceful here.
It's so hectic. I think it gets better when they get older. At least they play in somebody else's backyard.
They're always going to want to play here. It's friendly. It's home.
Oh, will you see David's room? He has a pregnant snake under his bed.
Oh. Oh. Well, GP asked me again.
What does he do? Follow you around from hangar to hangar, proposing?
Sort of.
Well, he's persistent, if nothing else.
I don't, think I ought to marry anyone. Ever.
I don't say that. He's just not the right one.
He's been married twice. He has grown children. He's too sophisticated.
I can't stand staying in the same place for more than 6 months or doing the same thing. We're a lot alike, really.
He's like the worst in you, not the best.
Hello. Ooh, you're a big boy. Sometimes I think the only thing I need from a man is a baby.
Anytime you feel that way, borrow mine for as long as you like. Don't marry a man just to have a baby. A baby is a permanent commitment, even if a marriage isn't.
You have very nice feet. You do a dance, you dance?
Very, very handsome.
Don't feel very good. You looking good, Richard. You do have very nice legs. Yes, there we go.
Are you going to wear that? What happened to the money I gave you for the wedding dress?
I bought a directional gyro for the Vega.
I haven't seen your mother or Pip. Shouldn't they be here by now? We're about to begin.
They're not coming.
Not coming to your wedding? Why not?
I didn't ask them. They don't approve of you. Oh, I don't care.
Well, then, let's begin.
Some of this we've talked about before, and some we haven't. I just want you to be sure you know what you're getting, so I wrote it down. I'll wait in the garden. Dear GP, you must know again my reluctance to marry. My feeling that I shatter thereby chances in work, which means so much to me. I feel the move just now as foolish as anything I could do. I know there may be compensations, but I have no heart to look ahead. In our life together, I want you to understand I shall not hold you to any medieval code of faithfulness to me, nor shall I consider myself bound to you similarly. If we can be honest, I think we can handle the difficulties should you or I become interested deeply or in passing in anyone else. Please, let us not interfere with the other's work or play, nor let the world see our private joys or disappointments. I may have to keep some place where I can go to be by myself now and then, for I cannot guarantee to endure at all times the confinement of even an attractive cage. I must exact a cruel promise, and that is, you will let me go in a year if we find no happiness together. I will try to do my best in every way and give you that part of me you know and seem to want.
I've never signed a contract with less going for me than this one.
It's not negotiable. You call it, GP. It's getting close. If we're going to break and run, we better do it now.
Hang on. Can't be any worse than a flat spin.
GP?
Yes. You look sensational.
Would it be all right with you if I flew the Atlantic again?
Well, I thought the purpose of that contract was that you didn't have to consult me. On flights or men or anything. You have carte blanche.
That's right, I do. But I'm consulting you this time. Just this time.
I think it's a great idea.
I love you.
Who do you want to help you get that plane ready? That fellow in California, what's his name? The one that did the flying for me in that Wings movie?
Paul Mance?
Mm-hmm. Well, there's Bernd Balchin. He's closer, might be less expensive.
I know him better. I don't know if I could work with Paul Mance. I'll use Bernd.
Fine. I'll call him tomorrow morning before I go into the city. Oh, I won't be home until Friday. I have to be in Philadelphia all day Thursday.
GP, most people have 2-week honeymoons.
Are we most people? Do you have any timetable in mind for this flight?
Whenever Bernd thinks I'm ready and the plane's ready.
How about a navigator? You want Gordon again?
I don't want anybody. Lindbergh didn't have anybody.
You nut.
I don't want any pre-flight publicity. None at all. A woman has an inalienable right to change her mind without getting jumped on by the press. Even a woman pilot. It'd be fun to leave on May 20th.
May 20th?
Mm-hmm.
Why May 20th?
You ridiculous man. Lindbergh left on the 20th of May.
Turn to 30 degrees and tell me where we are, assuming we left Teterboro 20 minutes ago. Our ground speed is 114, no wind. Use your chart, Emily. Now. Now. You should have it now.
I can't do it that fast.
Quick.
Nyack. I'm over Nyack.
You're 50 degrees off course and you lost 500 feet. Pay attention, Emily.
I am.
Keep your eye on the altimeter. It's your most important instrument. What are you doing?
It's so disorienting.
So are clouds. So is vertigo. You get over it. You have to get over it. If you want to make the flight.
It's missing! What's the matter with it?
Mixture's too rich. Let me try something. Now try it again.
Not until June or
On
July.
top of that, I get a call.
No, just not
San
possible.
Francisco wants to return 500 copies of Lindy's
Well, don't
book.
talk to me
and
about
turn
it.
around
Talk
and
to the
order
Paramount
500
front
copies
office.
Of Amelia's.
I
say to them,
cannot
what
be
are we
responsible
playing
for anybody
here,
else's
Tracy's?
schedule but Miss Earhart's.
I mean, what are you people in
No,
business
I'm
for?
sorry.
You people in business to sell books or sit on your fannies and tell me your troubles?
Sure.
I said to them, do you know what this does to my stomach? I got nothing but aggravation with these people.
Yes, speaking.
And then I told them, if Houston can move Lindy, why can't you?
Yes.
Well, what's the matter? The people in San
Yes, of
Francisco, they
course.
can't read? Nothing but aggravation.
What the lady wants, the lady gets. That was Doc Kimball at the weather station. He says it's clear all the way across the Atlantic for the next 48 hours. And it's May 20th.
He's burnt at the field.
He always is, isn't he?
If he says yes, I'm off.
Yes. Oh, fine, yes. Put it through, will you please? Yes. I have a conference call coming through at 10. Do you mind?
You're not there? Not at all.
We need a press release, you know.
Not till I'm in the air, Sid.
Have Bert phone us.
All right.
I won't go if you don't think I'm ready.
You're ready. Skål, Emily.
Thank you.
Courage is the price which life grants for granting peace. The soul that knows it not knows no release from little things, knows not the livid loneliness of fear, nor mountain heights where bitter joy can hear the sound of wings.
Each time we make a choice, we pay with courage to behold resistless day and count it fair. I happen to know that she wrote that after she broke up with Alan Bradford.
It says here that she's doing it to recoup the family's fallen fortunes.
Oh, there's one that's worse than that. Wait, I'll find it for you. Amelia Earhart stands as another example of the disintegrating moral fiber of American womanhood.
Do you suppose George Putnam put in that about the fallen fortunes? I'm very much offended. I'm going to go and call him up.
Oh, no, Mama. Wait till she's landed. Keep your thoughts with her till she's landed safely.
Oh, she'll land safely. But if I don't speak to him this very minute, he'll have me doddering around the poorhouse in tomorrow morning's paper.
2 hours, 10 minutes. Weather relatively clear, sea calm. Feeling the same fierce, wild happiness as when I first flew. Six hours, 20 minutes. A line of weather ahead. Control sluggish, picking up ice on the wings and no signs of getting through the cloud layer. I had to get lower, warmer air fast or I'd stall. Clouds let loose at me just above the ocean. RPMs improved, and so did my spirits. This would have to do until there was more room upstairs. "12 hours, 10 minutes. The storm finally behind me, the moon above, and Ireland somewhere ahead. Then, fire in the exhaust collector. Probably only a dislodged manifold ring. That's what I hoped. "16 hours, 30 minutes. The fire was still there, but it didn't look so bad in the daylight. Thank God. My gas gauges were now registering empty. But they're as unreliable as the weather reports. Empty could mean I had 2 hours of flying time left or 20 minutes. And no way of knowing. Well, it wasn't as if I hadn't known the hazards. "20 hours, 10 minutes, and still nothing but ocean.
What is it, Mary?
Hello?
It's a girl.
I'm Amelia Earhart. I'm from America. Could I use your phone to call my husband?
There's a telephone in the pub in the next village. But first you'll come in for a nice cup of tea.
Yeah, thank you.
Has truly captured the imagination of the American public. First Lady Eleanor Roosevelt has hailed Miss Earhart as one of America's greatest women and has stated that her unique achievements prove that there are still frontiers in this country that women may with confidence approach and push back to as yet unheard of boundaries.
Anyway, Robert Armstrong just got himself into a picture called King Kong. George, you know who King Kong is? It's an ape. He's playing opposite an ape. I mean, some actors will do anything.
Darlings, I'm glad you could come.
How are you?
Now, that book lends itself, it seems to me, to a certain kind of a
right. I want to talk to him tonight. I'll see you in a little while.
Hi, you look lovely. Hello. Nice to see you again. Hello. How are you?
Fine.
Oh, you know my wife, of course.
Happy birthday, darling. Thank you.
Isn't she sweet? She's going to be screen tested for our film next week.
That's Miss Fairbanks and Mary Pickford. I didn't know you knew them.
I don't. I didn't think they'd come. Hello. I'm so glad you could make it.
Thank you.
And in so doing, Miss Earhart became the first woman and only the second person ever
Amelia?
to make a solo flight across the Atlantic.
You in here?
Her feat last year confirmed her title as First
She
Lady
should
of the
be
Skies.
watching this.
And America welcomed her back to its
Amelia?
shores.
Excuse us, darling. Would you come this way? I'll show you where you can get a drink.
Of course.
Say, I've been meaning to call you about a book that we bought at Paramount last week. It would be just perfect for the two of you. We paid a fortune for it. It's worth every penny. It's being planned as our major.
Excuse me. I'll be right back.
Happy birthday, Mealy.
Thanks, Paul.
Don't you want to see yourself getting the Legion d'Honneur?
Not particularly.
Or the Triumphal March down Fifth Avenue? New York welcomes Lady Lindy, First Lady of the Skies.
Don't make fun of me.
I didn't mean to. Why are you sad? I'm so proud of you.
I hate growing old.
Oh, I love it. You can be wicked with so much more assurance.
You're right. He's 47.
It doesn't mean a thing what he's doing. Believe me, I know. I've been there. I live there.
Let's go fly.
Now, right now.
Now.
But it's your birthday party.
Well, that's what I want for a present.
I couldn't have done it better myself. Well, Mealy, you ready to settle down and run our flying school? I've got the papers drawn up.
Let's get out and walk.
Sure.
What am I going to do with the rest of my life, Paul?
I don't know.
He doesn't want any more children, and I'm too restless anyway for children. It just seems like a big chasm, life from now on.
Madam Gloom. I'd never seen you like this before.
I've never been 35 before.
And GP's never had so many other projects before. What did you see in him in the first place? I could never figure it out. Someone like you and that. Well, I think you know what I mean. Someone like GP.
It was mutually advantageous.
Is that a reason to marry someone?
The best reason of all.
No emotional commitment?
Emotional commitments don't last. It was, well, it was entirely rational, logical.
Rational? Logical? Then it shouldn't matter to you his other pursuits, his other projects. Since it does, I think you're more emotionally committed than you claim to be. More committed to him, possibly, than he is to you. Is that what hurts? Not now. You're hurting now. Come to me when you're not.
Yes. Yes, I'm afraid it's unavoidable. I'm sorry.
Woo-hoo! An outside loop all by myself.
With Paul Mance?
Yes, of course.
On a business note, I've just withdrawn you from the Bendix race this year.
What?
It's embarrassing when you don't win, and you don't win.
Came in third.
That was 2 years ago. Last year, you didn't place.
Well, the engine failed and we...
Reasons are unimportant. I can't continue to sell you as the first lady of the skies if you continue to lose races. It's as simple as that. The solution is equally simple. Don't race.
I am going to race in the all-women's air race, no matter what you say. It's only the second year. I organized it. I can't abandon it.
You don't even win against women.
I don't care.
President Elliott has written you again, offering you a position.
At Purdue?
Yes. He's got 800 women dying for some pearls of wisdom from the one and only.
Are you putting me out to pasture?
Or some Hawaiian sugar people are offering $10,000 for a flight from Hawaii to California, man or woman, anyone. Or The Mexican government will pick up the cost of a non-stop flight from Los Angeles to Mexico City. Can't say I haven't offered you a variety of options.
Or I could run a stunt flying school with Paul.
You know his reputation. If you want to fool around with people like that, it's your decision. It damages your image.
He's only the best pilot on the West Coast.
When he can keep his mind off every passing girl.
Look who's talking.
If I may quote the contract you yourself wrote, I shall not hold you to any medieval code of faithfulness to me, nor shall I feel bound to you in any way.
I'm going to work in the garden.
You will let me go in 1 year's time if we find no happiness together. Do you want to go?
It's been 3 years.
Still your option. I still love you, too, if that's what you want to hear.
What you love is what you've made me into, the celebrity.
Maybe partially.
Oh, more than partially.
Does it matter?
Oh, yes.
Listen, I'm not going to say this twice. Myself, I'm nobody. Oh, I should have been, I wanted to be. An inventor, an explorer, a great something, a great anything. But I don't have the vision or the courage or the stamina. The closest I can come is to publish the great, to manage them, sell them. The man beating the drum. Of course, I love the hero in you, Amelia, the celebrity. I always have, and I always will.
I'm a woman, too, GP. I want to be loved as a woman.
Not as much as you want the planes I can provide, or you would have left me before now.
More and more women are finding opportunities for employment in the aviation industry, and that more and more women are coming to share with men the joy of doing.
What were you trying to prove with this flight?
Well, Wiley Post said it was too dangerous to fly across the Gulf of Mexico. It was too dangerous for a man who'd circled the world twice in a plane. Well, I just had to try it.
What's next, Amelia?
Hold the racket a little higher, Miss Earhart. Chest up. Just a little more. Oh, well, that's fine. Now, just keep that pose.
Amelia, if you need some help autographing those, I can get you a couple of secretaries.
One. Not a couple, one.
No, I can do it.
Have we ever got a deal for you here? They come in 3 colors. Red with black, yellow and red, green and white. They're dazzling.
Our cost per unit, 75 cents. We're going to sell them for $3. Net profit per unit?
We're not going to sell them.
They're not that bad.
They're horrible.
Well, they're for kids. What does it matter? They're not supposed to be.
It's worse cheating a child.
Cheating? Well, that's ridiculous. This is a business venture. Besides, the factory's already made 100,000 of them.
That was stupid.
George, we can sell the 100,000 as collector's items.
None of these will be sold with my name on them. Get it? None. Zero.
I am trying to make you some money. I can't if you continue to block me this way.
I'm getting out of here.
No, you stay. I've made a decision. I'm going to take that position at Purdue.
Are you serious?
Amelia, I'll cancel hats. I'll burn them.
You're just tired. You're overworked.
You're right. I'm tired. I'm tired of being photographed, of smiling, of giving speeches, of 7 things a day. I'm tired of the 2 of you and me, and this rotten excuse I seem to have for a life. Now, you can stay here or go to Hollywood, but I'm going to be by myself for a while.
Why do I have to hear this? My Elsa's acting up.
Don't worry. She won't stay in Indiana. She's as hooked on this business as I am. We're birds of a feather.
I hope not.
Tonight, we've asked Miss Earhart to share with us some of her thoughts on marriage and the modern woman.
Don't panic. I'm not going to give a speech. Just something to think about over dessert. In my opinion, many divorces are caused by the complete dependence of the female. The first financial crisis threatens the woman's security, and she can't help. She's been trained to be dependent. So she becomes accusatory and sullen, and the sex drive that once passed for love is no longer enough to satisfy either of them. In my opinion, women must begin to think and respond like capable human beings, able to deal with and even enjoy the challenges of life. Then we will have more to contribute to marriage than our bodies. If anyone would like to continue this discussion, I'll be serving coffee in my room after dinner.
Do you really believe that?
Of course I do. You know I do.
But you've made your own living since you were out of high school. You've dealt with every challenge, and your marriage is awful.
I'm not saying that it makes a perfect marriage. I'm saying that if you can contribute, it makes you happier. It makes you a whole person, independent. Who said my marriage was awful?
Well, you're living here, not with him.
But that doesn't mean
Don't you need each other, though?
Need?
I mean, not just for sex. For somebody who knows you better than anybody else. Somebody you can talk to, lean on, who's
I don't want to lean on other people.
It's not a marriage, then. It's a partnership.
Mm-hmm. Maybe that's what marriage should be.
Not for me. I want somebody I can count on to forgive me.
Yes, exactly.
What terrible sins are you planning to commit?
Well, not sins, really. Just...
What if we get fat or lazy or stupid or just want to relax, not make something of ourselves, not achieve?
We want somebody who'll love us anyway.
Even if we turn into slobs.
You wouldn't love a man who'd love a slob. He wouldn't be worth it. Someone who would love you for being less than you can be? Less than excellent? And she really just doesn't understand how it's possible that she's married and have a family and, even be in aviation if that's what she wants to do. And she's very confused. I'll see you in the office later.
Hello.
You're looking well.
You too.
What brings you to the boondocks?
Brought you a peace offering. Now.
Some peace offering.
Actually, it's not. I wish it were. Purdue raised $50,000 for it, for you.
And you, GP, how are you? How are things?
Well, I don't understand what that has to do with what...
Just asked. I just wondered.
I've missed you. More than I thought possible. And you? How you been?
Outrageously happy.
Ouch.
No, I didn't mean it that. What am I supposed to do with this monster?
Well, I thought of it as a flying laboratory. You can continue your research on the effects of long-distance flying on the human body, fatigue. This monster has a range of 3,500 miles.
Oh, I can land my canary on this wing.
Is it too big? Too much for you?
No. This seems a waste to hop around Indiana in. You. Oh. We had such simple instruments in the old days.
Well, they say it's not that complicated. Just a question of getting used to it.
What's in the back of that scheming little head of yours, GP? Around the world?
You said it first. I didn't.
It's been done. To do it again accomplishes nothing. It's only stunting.
Never been done at the equator. Not the longest way.
Why didn't you get me a Savoia Marchetti? It'd been safer. Balbo flew a squadron from Rome to the Chicago World's Fair without a problem.
It's got pontoons. You hate pontoons. Besides, you can't fly it solo. I want you to fly the last leg of this flight solo. Of course, if you want to do it at all.
I'm a tired old lady.
Up 38.
It's 24,902 miles, GP.
That is exactly right.
I have been dreaming about it for years and years. I even plotted it out once. It's 27,155 air miles, but I never thought I'd have the right plane.
This is the best plane I could get. The engines are custom built for added power.
I want Paul Mance for my technical advisor.
I've already signed him.
You took a lot for granted.
Did I? Sid Isaac sends you his love and his blanket apologies. And David says he misses you, wants you to come home. The ego of a young man is truly remarkable. They think that it would matter to you what he wants.
It does.
Oh, come on now. You're a national shrine. You're far too celebrated to bother about other people's children.
That's what I'm doing here.
Well, yes, in a way, but the university is a public forum. It's an
Are you going to
arena.
start that again?
It's hard to tell you how much I miss you. How much I need you with me. How much I love you. The woman, not the hero.
As promotion, that gets D.
Well, that's not promotion.
And it's even harder to swallow.
I assure you that I don't know what to say. It's the truth. I want you to come home. More than I can tell you. To write, to garden, to teach, to fly, to do nothing. I don't care, as long as you're with me. I thought our lives would slow down. They didn't, and they won't. There never was enough time. But now I'm going to make time. If you will. If you want to.
Yes. Please.
I want to make love to you.
Now instead of dinner. Dear Pidge, Lockheed has been wonderful. They rebuilt my bird in 4 months after that belly flop in Hawaii, and I'm on my way to Miami to start over again. This is going to be my last grand adventure. It's time for us elder statesmen of aviation to make way for the young.
Got it? Okay? What do we got next here? We got it on both cameras. Couldn't be better.
Good. Is that it for today? I need a drink.
Yeah. I'll buy. I need one, too. Say, isn't it great about Amelia?
Amelia? What?
Well, I thought you knew. It was on the noon news. She's down in Miami, preparing for another round-the-world flight.
Tallman can do the stunts tomorrow. We got a plane that matches this in the hangar at Burbank.
What are you talking about? Wait a minute.
I'll call him.
Paul, wait.
Take it out of my salary.
What's... Paul! Good luck.
No, it's got to be aviation fuel. 100-87. Yes, it's got to be there May 15th without fail.
Have you lost your mind?
Hello, Paul. Be with you in a minute. What the devil do you think you're doing?
Right now. Where is she?
We decided since
Who decided?
We decided since you had other more lucrative employment.
You decided. I'm too expensive.
That was a consideration, yes.
Where's A.E.?
She made the decision. She was the one.
She isn't ready. She isn't prepared.
What have we been paying you for? Not for preparation.
Why did you reverse the course?
So that she wouldn't hit the monsoons at the worst time.
But I didn't write her charts from west to east. We didn't plot it that way.
She's been working with Williams for the past 2 months. She's well prepared.
In between her endorsements and her lectures, she isn't comfortable flying the electric GP, and you know it. She needs more time. She must be a physical wreck.
We've been here a week working out some bugs in the radio, and she's been sleeping like a kitten around the pool. The press just found us today.
What bugs in the radio?
Oh, it's all worked out. That's done. She's gone. She took off early this morning. She should be landing in Puerto Rico soon, and then she's on to Caracas.
Phone her. Tell her, to wait. Tell her I'll come with her.
She's got Noonan.
Noonan's a drunk.
Look who's calling the kettle black.
I drink. Noonan's a drunk.
Noonan's on the wagon.
And cheaper than me. Let me see what they plotted for her. Where are the final working charts? Let me see what you got.
You're not going to charge me for this. Remember, no bill.
Worked very hard for 2 days on chronometer and the radio. We are heading across 2,556 miles of the Pacific for Howland, an island 2 miles long and half a mile wide. Dump the parachutes to get more gas aboard. Parachutes over the Pacific won't help much.
Nearly 2,600 miles, and the plane only has a range of 3,000. Any wind or problem in navigation?
Well, there have been no problems in navigation so far. Thank you.
Yeah. At least she's had plenty of time to get comfortable with that trailing antenna.
Trailing antenna, she doesn't have it.
What?
She took it off in Miami.
She took it off?
Sure, she's always hated it. She may be right. She hasn't had to use it so far.
She's going to locate that island. 2 miles long, half mile wide, only 4 feet above the ocean with a directional finder, 500 miles out of lay. She'll be out of radio communication.
Yeah, well, there are those 2 ships standing by, the Itasca and the Ontario.
She won't be able to pick up those ships until she's on top of them. She'll be out of radio communications entirely. From here to there. That's over 1,000 miles. It's over 8 hours. She's not a good enough pilot to be left alone for 8 hours.
Well, she was out of radio contact across the South Atlantic, across most of Africa.
Never for 8 hours.
They have that new, very powerful, high-frequency direction finder on Howland. That
She can't pick it up without the trailing antenna.
But they can pick her up and then relay her position via the Itasca.
She can't hear the Itasca until she's on top of it.
Paul, go home. Get some rest.
Tell her to wait at Lay. We'll send her a trailing antenna.
I don't tell her anything. You know that. I can't. If you know her, you know that.
Send her a wire. Try.
Fred? I have a speech in Cincinnati in 3 days.
You really want to make it?
Are we ready?
Not if the chronometer gives us any trouble, I can shoot the sun.
All right, then, let's go. We're glad to get this leg behind us.
You're not the only one, darling.
KHAQQ, KHAQQ. This is Itasca, CQ, CQ. Break. Wind 20 from 200 degrees. Altimeter 30.01. Visibility 25. High overcast. Break. Itasca, over. KHAQQ, Itasca, CQ, CQ, over.
See if the Ontario's heard from her.
Ontario, Itasca, over.
Itasca, Ontario, over.
Anything from KHAQQ, over.
Negative. Monitoring her on 3105 and 7500, over.
Inform Itasca if you get a reading. Itasca, out.
It's early still.
Itasca.
KHAQQ. Say again. Transmission rough. Say again. Over.
Cloudy. Overcast. 7 degrees.
KHAQQ. Transmission garbled. Please say again position. Please say again position. Over. KHAQQ, Itasca, CQ, CQ, where are you? KHAQQ, CQ, CQ, over. Wind 5 knots from 220 degrees. Altimeter 30.01. Visibility unrestricted. Calm swell. Over. KHAQQ, please report at your scheduled time on the quarter hour. Your position and estimated time of arrival at Howland. Over.
Where's Naomi signal on? You want some relief? Pines can relieve you.
I'll stay, sir, if it's all the same. I've had more experience with the equipment.
Pines, go below and get us some fresh coffee, will you?
Yes, sir.
airplane mic.
All right, hold it down, hold it down.
Itasca. KHAQQ. Earhart. Overcast. We'll listen on hour and half hour for weather. We'll listen on hour and half hour on 3105.
Earhart, CQ, where are you? Please report position. Over.
Please take bearing on us. We'll whistle into mic. Please take bearing.
Keep your hands off it. Okay. Damn it, Amelia. Count numbers, don't whistle.
A 100 miles out and no landfall. Please take bearing.
I can't get it. It's gone too quick. KHAQQ, broadcast longer or we cannot take bearing. KHAQQ, Itasca, over.
100 miles out, she ought to be able to hear us even without a trailing antenna. Turn up the output on the beacon transmitter. And contact Howell and tell him to turn on their searchlights.
Sun's up already.
Do it.
Howland, this is Itasca.
Must be on you, but cannot see you. Gas running low. Altitude 1,000 feet.
Ontario, Itasca, over.
Itasca, Ontario, over.
Did you get a bearing on KHAQQ, over?
Negative. Transmission garbled and too brief, over.
1,000 feet.
Stay on it.
Why fly at
Okay,
1,000
Scout.
feet if you're looking for an island? Doesn't make sense.
Unless you're out of gas.
Are circling, but cannot hear you. Cannot see you. Go ahead on 7500.
KHAQQ, we are transmitting on all frequencies.
She's circling?
KHAQQ, we do not read you on 7500. Return to your assigned frequency 3105. Over.
Her receiver's out. She's not getting a thing.
She has an ADF. She can still lock in on the homing signal.
She's close enough.
She's circling.
We are on a line of 157 degrees and 337 degrees. We'll repeat this message on 6210. Wait, listening on 6210. We are running north and south.
North and south of what? What's your heading? What's your true airspeed? Stay on 3105 long enough for me to take bearing. Pine 6210, monitor. I hear you on 3105. Earhart!
She's out of gas.
Not if she conserved it. Not if she leaned it outright. She can last until 12 noon. KHAQQ, come in on 3105. Report position. Come in on 3105 and I'll find you. I can hear you on 3105. I can find you, Amelia. I can. Amelia! Come in, 3105. Amelia!
The greatest air and naval search in history has thus far failed to turn up any trace of the gallant aviatrix Amelia Earhart and her navigator Fred Noonan. But regardless of whether or not she is eventually found, it is this reporter's belief that the importance of Miss Earhart lies not in the circumstances of her death, but in the extraordinary achievements of her life. As Walter Lippmann wrote in the New York Herald Tribune,
"The best things of mankind are as useless as Amelia Earhart's adventure. They are things that are undertaken because someone is moved by curiosity, the love of excellence, a point of honor, the compulsion to invent or to understand. In such persons, mankind overcomes the inertia which would keep it earthbound forever in its habitual ways. They have in them the free, wild, and useless energy with which alone man surpasses himself. All the heroes, the saints and the seers, the explorers and the creators partake of it. They do the useless, brave, noble, the divinely foolish, and the very wisest things that are done by men. And what they may prove to themselves and to others is that man is no mere creature of his habits, no mere cog in the collective machine, but that in the dust of which he is made, there is also fire, lighted now and then by great winds from the sky.